Today on the channel, it's a return of the Kyle Peterson Top 5. And last week, we did the top 5 issues with WWE Mattel for 2025. Now we flip to the other side of the coin and we talk about my top 5 issues with AEW Jazwares in 2025.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another edition of the Kyle Peterson Top 5, a Thursday tradition here on the channel. As each and every single Thursday, we're doing occasionally a top 10, but most of the time, a top 5 countdown, and we're kind of the best of the end of year 2025 lists. We've already started a few of those. We'll have a lot more as we finish off the year, but this one is another 2025 best of, or more like worst of, as last week in the countdown video, we counted down my top 5 issues with the WWE Mattel line in 2025. I did that last year as well, about a year ago. Doing the same thing, flipping the coin over. Going to do the same thing this week with the AEW Jazwares. And I hate to be negative. I don't like negativity. There's enough negativity in the world, and this should be the getaway from negativity in action figures. But you got to call it out every once in a while. This isn't too much of a negative channel, as most people know, because guess what? I'm not buying stuff and then unless I like it. I'm not just getting stuff for the heck of it. I'm not getting stuff I don't like. So I know there's other channels out there. I had a comment the other day in one of the videos I did where the person said their favorite thing about toys is how bad they are and how much they get to complain and how much in like Facebook groups and YouTube videos they can complain about them, which that's a wild perspective on life, spending so much time on stuff just to kind of hate on. I don't know, it's weird to me, but I do think these videos like this, it's good to set the tempo, set the pace, whatever you want to call it, as you got to call these things out, and they have been glaring. I'm sure if you guys have watched these videos, just like the Mattel one, this AEW one here today, it's going to be stuff we've talked about in the past, and we did this video last year, and guess what? Some of the same issues will be on this list, but we'll also have some new ones here as we dive into 2025. The trouble of the Jazwares AEW brand. Hope these things all get fixed for 2026. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll stay tuned with that. But remember, as usual, this is my list, so it's 100% right, but your list could be 100% right. Put it in the comments down below. We're going to start at number 5, work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my biggest issue with the AEW Jazwares brand, currently here in 2025. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Let's knock it out at number 5. All right, we begin the AEW Jazwares countdown at number 5. And number 5, we're getting right into it. We're going kamikaze style at retail. It seems like the AEW Unrivaled, Unmatched, even Supreme in some instances, truly is kamikaze. We never know when it's coming to our Walmarts, our Targets. Obviously, it does not go to Amazon. Ringside is the place to go. I'm not just saying that because I get them all from Ringside and I use code Kyle, save 10%. But I am guaranteed my AEW Jazwares figures when I can order them from Ringside. I can't say that about Target and Walmart. And you guys and gals, especially you gals, know I travel a heck of a lot of stores. I'm in a lot of stores, a lot of Walmarts and Targets over a 9-state geography. These figures are fairly hard to find. Now, we've had peg warmer issues of the past, holding up distribution. Now it feels like Walmart and Target just aren't ordering enough cases to meet demand. They're ordering one and it is done. If you miss the case, it's like it never even existed. So retail has become very kamikaze for Unrivaled, Unmatched, and even Supremes. Smaller pegs, we only have maybe one peg at Walmart, one at Target if we're lucky. In a lot of those stores, not even carrying AEW Jazwares anymore. So if you live in a smaller town, you just got a Walmart, you have zero opportunity to get Jazwares figures outside of Ringside Collectibles. So makes it very hard to make a line successful. It's very hard to make a line grow with that going on. And there's a lot of issues, and we've talked about it on the channel about the future of this brand. Well, this kamikaze retail pattern doesn't bode very well for any kind of toy, any kind of basically where you're selling at a store. If the consumer can't find it, the consumer can't buy it, it's not a good day at the office there. So number 5 gripe for me is the kamikaze retail patterns. Sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. Sets are skipped. It's all over the place, and that is number 5. Next up in my top 5 issues with the AEW Jazwares line, we're at number 4. And number 4, it's long wait periods. Now, we see a ton of stuff at San Diego the last couple of years, and a lot of that stuff never comes out. It never goes past the render stage, or it takes years to come to shelf. It's just a wild look there. It's like almost giving us too much information because, hey, if you're not going to deliver on it in the next 6 to 8 months, don't show it yet. That would be my recommendation to the Jazwares team or any action figure company, because it gets to be out of sight, out of mind. People forget all about it, or people are beating down your door every single day saying, where's this? Where is this? Where is this? Perfect example is that Sting pack that we saw at San Diego Comic-Con a couple years ago. We finally got that this year. It took a heck of a long time, and it left a lot of people saying, what is going on over here? What's going on with that company? So these long wait periods, they cast doubt on the company's ability to get things done, get to market. So it almost is a negative for the company when the wait periods are too long. So that's where I say, if you can't do it in 6 to 8 months, don't show it yet. Wait, hold it back. That's what they're going to have to do. But these long wait periods from render to actually getting in our hands, and even the long wait periods over at Ringside Collectibles where we haven't had pre-orders forever. What's going on? Is the line not continuing? Are they dialing things back? Long wait periods. Now, this isn't like Power Town where we got our money and we're sitting there. We're not in that situation here with Jazwares. They haven't taken our money, but we want to know what's going on. And there's a lot of champions of the line. There's a lot of people that complete the line and buy the line. They shouldn't be in the dark on these kind of things. But, you know, it's Jazwares business. They're going to keep what they want close to their vest, and that's exactly what they're doing. But number 4 for me is these long wait periods Jazwares is giving us between render to in our hands. We've hit the halfway spot of the countdown. You got your list together. Put it in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. As I said, we're nearing the end of the year, and we're going to celebrate the best of action figures with tons of top 5 and top 10 countdowns celebrating the best of action figures in 2025. So you won't want to miss that from a guy that's basically unboxed it all in 2025. So more on that very soon. Subscribe to the channel. But here we are at number 3. And number 3 has been my biggest gripe, or one of my biggest gripes, we'll say, since the line was introduced. This year, it's coming in at number 3. What are we talking about? Oh, it's those pin joints. Oh my gosh, so ugly. Todd McFarlane, can I get an amen? No, you're for pin joints. I knew that. I shouldn't have delved over to him. How about Mark Summers? Yeah, Mark Summers and me. We're going to take that physical challenge later, buddy. But yeah, I'm not a fan of pin joints. I feel like in 2025, pins should be past. They should be a thing of the past at this point. We see the Mattel stuff. I know some people say, oh, they're too stiff and stuff like that. That's great and all, but for me personally, I'm talking about my list once again. I prefer the pinless joints because I'm displaying them like this. I'm not playing with them. I'm not wrestling with them. I don't need all the mobility. It doesn't matter to me if the legs are stiff. I can get it moving if I need to. I take the glamour shots with it after all. But I'm not playing each and every single day. So maybe if that is your gripe, I could understand that. But I'm displaying them like this. I want to display them looking clean, nice, clean figures on the shelf. And the pins take you out of the game with the Jazwares line, especially in the female figures where those pins are just ungodly on the elbows and even on the knees. So I'm hoping that's something we can maybe do away with in 2026, possibly. We know Jazwares can do it. They've done it with the Supreme line. Can we mix that into the unmatched and unrivaled? I would love to see that. So coming in at number 3 for me is pin joints. Getting closer and closer to the top spot. We're at the number 2 selection here in my biggest gripes with the Jazwares line, AEW 2025 edition. And number 2 has been a strong number 1 for a long time, and things have seemingly cleared up a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see where we go in the future. As the last couple of waves we've unboxed, we've had some issues, but we've also seen some things turn around. What am I talking about? Number 2, we're talking about stained figures. Nobody likes their figures staining from the cloth goods. You get a new figure out of the package and you got black marks on the shoulders and the torso. And this is after just being produced in just a few months, if that, maybe a couple of weeks since it was packaged up. If you get them from Ringside, you get them right away, as you guys know. Imagine what happens if you open that figure after 2 years. The whole torso is going to be black. So we've seen staining, an absolute abomination of the Jazwares line for a long, long time. It's still there, unfortunately. We saw a little bit of it recently, but we've also seen them finally putting like white on the underside of the shirt that is going to hopefully, fingers crossed, stop the staining. So this has been a major issue, a number one issue for a long time. It looks like it might have took them a couple of years, but they're working on fixing that and turning that ship around at least. So I am very happy, and I'm hoping that next year I could take this off the list completely. Fingers crossed once again. But staining comes in number 2. But what is my number 1 issue? What is my number 1 gripe? Stay tuned. Here we are with the number 1 spot, my number 1 gripe with the AEW Jazwares line currently in 2025. Once again, get your list together, put it in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channels, check out Patreon, check out YouTube channel memberships while you're at it for even more content each and every single day. But number 1 is one I didn't think would be on this list a couple of months ago, but here we are, and it kind of encompasses a little bit of everything we've talked about already. My number 1 gripe right now is the line uncertainty of the AEW Jazwares brand. We know Jeremy Padawer had a message via Matt Cardona, a good friend of the channel, saying they will produce AEW figures into 2026. That kind of reads both ways. Now, once again, you got to take a little bit of that step back, the business hat step back. Jeremy's not going to say, it's over, it's over. Maybe they're still negotiating. Maybe it's just reading that way. It could be, hey, we're making them in 2026 and we're going to make them in 2027 too, but that's so far away, I'm not talking about it. Could be that. But there's a lot of uncertainty around that comment, and people read into that. It's like when you get an email from work. Is this guy happy? Is he mad? You can't read the context of it, and that's kind of where we are with that Jeremy message. But I talked about the uncertainty. A lot of stores pulling the product. A lot of stores kamikaze all over the place. The quality issues on some things. Is AEW happy with this? There's just a lot of uncertainty. And I think it's a lot of the Facebook groups, message boards out there causing a lot of that uncertainty, but you can't help but ignore it, or you can't even try to ignore it because it's in our face all the time, be it on X or Instagram or whatever. I know some people are saying, oh, it's over, it's done, and people closing the book already. I don't think we're quite there yet. We're making figures next year, but are we going to get the amount of figures? What are we going to get? And if it truly is a dying brand and they're going to stop making these figures next year, well, we saw how Jakks went out. We've seen how a lot of toy companies have went out over the years. If you're losing the license, you're not going to have this. Do you think you're going to dedicate any of your resources as a company to this that you know you're going to lose? No. You're going to do re-releases. You're going to do basically basic repaints with less deco. We saw Jakks do that. We've seen a lot of toy lines do that over the years, and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw that with Jazwares if the time comes. It's business hat. It makes a lot of sense. So the uncertainty, the cloud of uncertainty around the AEW Jazwares brand is the number 1 gripe. Nothing we can do at this point but sit and wait for an answer, and that's where we're going to be here. So an interesting year for Jazwares, some absolutely amazing figures and some really rough figures. I just got a Tony Storm recently, the Jazwares Vault exclusive. The face was off on that one, so I had to go through the channels to get a replacement. Still waiting on that. So you're going to have that with Mattel. Obviously, Mattel's not scared of any issues. They got quite a few as well. But it's an interesting time if there ever has been one, and we're at a tipping point of more success, maybe bigger heights, or disappearing altogether on the AEW Jazwares brand. So we're going to see where that goes into 2026 and maybe hopefully beyond. So there's my top 5 issues with Jazwares in 2025. What's your guys' thoughts? What are you thinking? Put your list in the comments below. Put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. So there it is, another top 5. So there it is, another top 5 in the can. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. Conveniently enough, the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available each and every single Tuesday where podcasts are found in video cast on YouTube. So for the AEW 2025 Top 5, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?